about it. Don't worry about it. This is Drummer Guys, 1980. You know what it is. You know what it is. Got the motor in the back. You understand? Got the motor in the back. You understand? I know, guys. I know. Yeah, it's that dude from South Carolina, Columbia to be exact. That's that dude, Drummer 1980. Huh? You heard me, didn't you? I'm your gracious host, hailing out of Columbia. I said it twice for the slow kids. I hope you're having a good day today, and if that's not the case, ask yourself why, because after all, happiness is an inside job. I'm going to say it one more time for the slow kids again, double take. Happiness is an inside job, and it will always be an internal affair. Guys, we back today again with another reaction from my man, King Flex. Guys, they are talking about Beyonce compared to Michael Jackson. Now, I have a lot to say about this. And put your personal feelings aside, guys. I'm going to put my personal feelings aside because y'all know how I feel about entertainers. And y'all know I'm a Christian to the core, holiness. Okay? But we ain't talking about that. We just talking about talent. That's it. We ain't talking about whether they save and they sanctify, speaking into. We ain't talking about that, okay? We just talking about talent. All right? Let's jump into the video, guys. Let's go.
Beyonce is now the greatest performer of all time, of all entertainers, living or dead. For me,
hold on. Hold on. Do you think she's better than Michael?
Let me get my statement out. For me,
Okay.
T.S. Giselle, Beyonce has consistently delivered the best performances that I've ever witnessed. And so for me, yes, Beyonce has done the unthinkable and surpassed the iconic, legendary Michael Jackson in the art of performance. I think that Beyonce has more iconic performances, live performances than Michael does. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I won't disagree. I would say they're neck and neck. I'm a big Beyonce.
Oh my God, Tariq! Finally, somebody with some hits. Tariq, when I bring this point up, people get upset because we love Michael so much, but I think that they don't look at like what we're discussing. I'm not saying that Beyonce is a bigger star than Michael. There will never be anyone on this earth that is iconic as Michael. But let's break it down. Performance. Whether it be Coachella, whether it be the 2006 BET Awards when she performed solo with no background dancers, whether it be the Super Bowl, her first Super Bowl, whether it be the second Super Bowl where she did Formation, Glastonbury Festival, the Grammy Awards, pregnant, floating with a chair. She is the greatest performer of all time, living or dead. Can I say something?
Let me get some other people to chime in. Do y'all think Beyonce's performances are on the same level, or do they exceed Michael's? That's a very.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Peace to the room. I just want to say that Michael Jackson is not only the greatest entertainer, but there will never be another Michael Jackson. I can recall when I was around 12 years old, we just moved. This is post-internet. We didn't have any internet. We didn't have no cable. We had a box of DVDs from my grandma's house. Shout out to my grandma, FBA. I found Thriller 25. It had the Thriller video. It had the Beat It video. It had the Billie Jean video. And it had the Motown 25 when he first moonwalked. I watched that till it stopped working. I'm sorry, but nothing Beyonce does and no heels. I love Prince more than Beyonce. He did it better than heels. I'm sorry, but when it comes to performing and having people pass out, grown people, like children, old, young, like Michael was treated like Disney. Like Mickey Mouse, Goofy. Like, Michael is timeless. I'm sorry, but Beyonce, as much as she's good, I'm sorry, that's just how I am. But I need to say that we should mention Michael in New Hidden Colors, because the amount of anti-Black racism that the dominant society practiced towards Michael. Then think about Michael. He's doing all this on TV 20 years after MLK got shot.
Yeah.
So Michael really walked and moonwalked, so Beyonce could do this little walk she doing the heels right now. And that's why I land my plane.
There you go.
Guys, what do y'all think so far? Put it in the comment section, because I really want to know y'all ideas. Now, I'm going to say this first. Black people have this thing about they always want to compare. I guess it's a friendly competition, but we always have to compare our superstars. The dominant society, you never hear anybody saying the Eagles are better than the Beatles, or Twisted Sister is better than Elvis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never hear them say that. They just elevate their stars and put them up on a pedestal and just leave them there. But for some reason, we always have this thing where we have to see who is the best. Okay, all right. Now, I got that out the way. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. When it comes to Michael Jackson and Beyonce, I think both of them are at the top of the game, okay? There is no better female performer than Beyonce. There is no better male performer than Michael Jackson, okay? Now, whenever you compare the two, I think they would be a 1A and a 1B, okay? Now, put your personal feelings aside, okay? Put your personal feelings to the side. We talking about talent and just performance. That's all that we talking about, all right? We ain't talking about no personal matters and whether he did this and whether they... We ain't talking about all of that, all right? Keep it on topic. Compartmentalize, all right? Michael Jackson, if you know anything about Michael Jackson started out in the 60s, I think around like 64. The Jackson 5. They had hits way back then. They was performing back then. See, many people don't even know that, okay? Beyonce started out young, but Michael Jackson was doing it for a long time now. But I'm going to get deep in just a few minutes. But Michael Jackson and Beyonce, that's a very close comparison, but it's in a different stratosphere, if you ask me, when it comes to Michael, all right?
Come on, man. Beyonce puts on some phenomenal performances. Even tonight, that was phenomenal. And she has the marching bands and just the choreography. And then Beyonce, she's badass. Snacks. Aki, hop on, sis.
Hey, hopefully y'all can hear me.
We can hear you, dear. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you so much, dear. Happy say to you. So what do you think about the conversation between Beyonce and Michael? Do you think they're on the same level, or is Beyonce exceeding other Michael performance-wise?
I think we have an embarrassment of riches, just as Black Americans. We have so many great performers. And I think it really just depends on what you value in terms of live performances. Michael, I think, was creative. He was a visionary. Nobody can deny he's one of the best and most creative dancers that ever walked the face of the earth. And when he did sing live, his vocals are pure and perfect.
Yeah.
So I think we all have to admit later on, I don't know when that shift started to happen, and it may be because of the size of his productions, the amount of dancing he was doing, he started lip syncing a lot.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me because we all know he could actually sing. But if we're going to be honest, at a later stage, you were getting more of the show and the package, the theatrics and the dancing and not as much vocals. And I'm impressed by Beyonce because she's in her 40s and she's still giving you solid live vocals and dancing. But then I'm going to throw a curveball and say, to me, the best live performer that ever walked the earth is either James Brown or Prince. Because of the number of things they could do live, especially Prince. Because to me, no one's ever going to top his Super Bowl performance. There's not a person who's going to ever be born who can do the live instruments that he can do, the vocals that he gives, and he was a very underrated
Purple rain.
Rated dancer. He wasn't the type of choreographed dancer like Michael Jackson and Beyonce, but he just moved freely. He had that same kind of movement that James Brown had. Wow. And so since you can't find anyone for me who can combine all three of those, it's always going to be Prince. But as far as anyone living,
Jane Brown said, I come to do my thing. Hit me. 1, 2, 3. Ow! Get up off of that thing. Y'all don't know about that. All right.
it is Beyonce. So there are people like hating as usual on the timeline. I just left an open invitation. Y'all can look at it on my page. If anyone does think she's overrated, I just want to hear who's alive right now, who's better.
Right.
And can we see some of their performances? So that's kind of my position on it.
Oh, good point. There you go. Thanks so much, beloved. Yeah, I committed. See, the thing, I love Michael, but later on, in some of his later performances around early 2000, some of his TV joints. I remember when they did that joint. They had Usher and all these people. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't the same spectacular thing that Michael was doing in the 80s and 90s. Beyonce's joint, and I'm just grading it like that. Beyonce's, the spectacularness of it, it's still there. It's still there. Just tonight, the performance she did today, that shit was phenomenal. That's still on the same level as the performances she was doing 15, 20 years ago. It's on that same level. She hasn't slowed down. It's still tight. The choreography is still tight. Everything is just tight. So we're judging it on that.
Okay, listen to what he said. He said it wasn't like what Michael was doing in the 80s and 90s. Beyonce has been out since the late 90s, right? The early 2000s. From the time Michael started, count 25 years. And what do you have? Because we counting their prime, right? Michael Jackson prime was godly. Do y'all understand what Michael Jackson did, guys? That's all that I'm asking y'all. He was like one of the first of his kind. This guy was something nobody never seen before. He was foreign. He was alien activity, if you understand that type of language. This dude had a production, Lionsgate, DreamWorks. You understand me? He was something nobody never seen. And understand this. Now, do not let this be lost on you guys. Remember, there wasn't no internet back then. Could you imagine him with Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all this stuff? He was mega giganto back then with none of this. He had grown, muscle-bound, ridden steroid men passing out. It got so bad. Every way Michael Jackson performed that, there was ambulances on standby. If you don't believe me, go look it up. They literally had to have a rescue squad, teams, plural S, teams, sitting out, waiting. Because people was passing out, falling out, people was paralyzed, all kind of stuff was taking place. I don't know. But Beyonce is the best woman performer. Yes, hands down. Nobody even come close. to Beyonce. And the good thing about it, both of them are FBAs, right? Both of them. We so talented, guys, whenever it comes to everything, really, not just dancing music. But since we talk about this, let's just keep it on topic, because we did invent a lot of things and continue to invent a lot of things, but they are absorbed by the major corporations. But that's a different topic, okay? Guys, tell me what y'all think. Put it in the comment section, because I want to know your thoughts. Let's go.
Let me get some more people. Hey, let me get your opinions on this, family. We're not denigrating none of our icons. We're just talking. Let's get Miss T. Let's get Miss T in here. Miss T's giving the thumbs down. Come on, Miss T. What's happening?
Brother, but
Go ahead.
Y'all gonna stop this Michael Jackson hate.
No.
Stop.
It is. I love her. Bro, never say that now. No. It's never hate.
Beyonce was lip syncing tonight when she walked down from those stairs and she did the model walk. Her mic was down by her thighs as she was concentrating on her walk, and the tape was playing. She still gives a spectacular performance, but she's 40. She's in her 40s. Michael, when he was getting ready to do his last tour, he was beyond the age of 55.
Okay.
So Beyonce is still young, right? Mm-hmm. She still gave a great performance, but it was nowhere near on the level of what was the one where she was the first Black woman to head that show?
No, baby, I don't know.
I can't think of the name of the show, but now that was a super performance. She gave a 2-hour performance at that.
Hold on, let me because you said she was lip syncing. Now, T.S. Giselle is Beyonce expert. T.S. was Beyonce lip syncing tonight?
When she walked down those stairs.
I don't know if this young lady needs to go to the doctor and get her ears checked. But Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, and let me be very clear, I am named after Beyonce. That's where Giselle came from. Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter does not lip sync. Her performance was 100% live.
Lip sync tonight.
And Tariq, you are correct. Michael and Beyonce are level with performance, Tariq. But what separates them is that in Michael's, after 1992, Michael's mic was cut off. The mic was off. The mic was off.
No,
I love Michael Jackson. The mic was off after 1992.
No,
Michael
was sick.
Okay, you would need to post facts on that. We're not gonna hate
Super Bowl
on
performance
Mike like that. Like y'all
hate, honey. I love Michael Jackson.
Janet. Y'all are not gonna lie on Black royalty around here.
But
if you're gonna make a slanderous remark like that his mic has been out since 1992, post it. Post it,
ma'am. The entire 1992 Super Bowl performance was lip sync. The only live vocal of the Super Bowl performance was when he gave that speech before We Are the World. That whole performance was lip sync.
Michael Jackson could come out right now, stand on a stage, not say a word, just simply stand there. People will pass out. Tears will flow. The man has to do nothing but stand there and breathe, and he will cause masses.
And guess what? And after that 7 minutes of standing there, the mic never came on. Beyonce's mic came on.
But don't forget that
she and Giselle the trips of time, man. Family, I don't think people understand the gravitas of Michael Jackson. That Thriller album, the most highest selling album of all time, Thriller. Them dance moves, that choreograph, it's still being mimicked and emulated today in 2024. It's timeless, guys. Michael Jackson been doing it since 64. Add it up. So probably roughly 40, 41, 42 years, because he started as a child. Yes, he got kind of lackluster because he got older. And any singer know, if you moving around and jumping and bucking and shucking, that takes a toll on your voice, because you can't sing and do all them dance moves and people giving out a breath. Now, man, for those people that sing or think they can sing, try moving around and sweating and doing all this and singing at the same time. I'm talking about with perfect pitch now. We ain't talking about your voice cracking and you high, low, and between keys. We ain't talking about that. But both of these people are phenomenal entertainers, performers, hands down. I don't have nothing negative to say about her besides her being naked, as my grandma say, oh, nickety behind. Yeah, nickety. That's one of those Southern colloquial guys, okay? Nickety. Use that one. Yo, nickety behind, yes. But they are both stellar. They are at the top of the game in a different stratosphere from anybody else, okay? In my humble opinion, guys.
And performed since he was a child. So
Matthew Knowles had Beyonce running on a treadmill with high heels to train her breath control. He had her running on a treadmill in heels when she was a toddler. Okay? Let's not. Let's not
be all here straight line. You know what, Giselle? Post all of this information.
I got the receipt.
You know what you say? You are the queen of the sheets, and when you came with that 27K, you did that. So go ahead, sis. Post those receipts.
I got the receipt.
My brother.
And but I want to correct.
Michael Jackson.
But I want to correct something for the record. Tariq is correct. Let me be very clear. Beyonce idolizes Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. I am not criticizing Michael Jackson. I am a huge Michael Jackson fan. I was devastated when he passed. Let me be very clear. We're just having a subjective conversation. But what is clear is there is no other culture on this earth that has produced the magnitude of the entertainment icons that we as Black Americans have produced. Because when we name all of these people, they all belong to us.
Right.
So let's be clear on that. We're just having a discussion. But I do think that maybe it's because Michael passed and a lot of us still don't accept that. But we have to have the conversation. I don't think that Black people in particular give Beyonce enough credit for what she has done. That performance tonight was legendary and iconic, and she does it over and over and over again. And the microphone is on. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
I totally disagree. She was great. But even when Blue came out, I was no longer looking at Beyonce. I began to look strictly at Blue. I was amazed how Blue has transformed. She's taller than her mother now. But she is going to be that girl. It was a great show. I thought the costumes were great. Black people always look good in all white. The contrast of the black skin and the white clothing is always beautiful. However,
Beyonce is an educator. The purpose of our performance tonight was to educate the country on the origins of country music and cowboy culture. She also had a lot of inspiration for her mother, Miss Tina, Celestine. BNC is from Galveston, Texas, where Juneteenth originates. And so a lot of the stage production was based off of traditions from Juneteenth parades. She's always culturally aware and always putting our culture in the forefront. Mm-hmm. She's the greatest of all time.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Calls in here. Let me get some more calls. Thank you so much.
There you have it, guys. Tell me exactly what y'all think. I just want to know y'all opinion, okay? And don't get in the comment section arguing and fussing and just having a knockout, drag out fight, because it's not that type of party. We just having a discussion, guys, a friendly discussion, all right? Even though I think that they shouldn't be compared, but if you had to, okay? I think they are 1A and 1B, in my humble opinion, with Michael Jackson being the 1A and Beyonce being the 1B. But granted, everybody is entitled to his or her opinion, okay? But if you was there, you would know Michael Jackson was a giant. He was a Goliath. And like I said before, there wasn't no internet back then. Imagine if they had internet. Oh my God. When he's gliding across stage, people couldn't contain him. So people just crying uncontrollably. People passing out. People was in shock, y'all. Yeah. Go back and Google what I'm saying. And they got videos out there. People had to be taken out in stretchers and all type of stuff. This is the God-given truth. Michael Jackson was that dude back then. Okay? But guys, until next time, peace. And remember, there is more.